All right, Keaton. So this is the best defense for the run. It's pretty good against the pass. Decent pass rush, not the best, but good against the run. And if you can switch stick, amazing. Which I know neither one of us can. It can be really good. So 3-3 stack. This one is the best against the run. 3-3 mint is probably the worst, and 3-3 over is in the middle of both of those. So 3-3 stack. Again, with all the formations, cover three is my main one that I call unless they're doing something different. So I would do. Let's do a run play. Let's see if they've got. Let's see, inside handoff. So this is a good run defense. I shade down pretty much every single time. And then with 3-3 stack, what I like to do 95% of the time is I press right on the D-pad and R1 to show blitz with the linebackers. So they'll come up here. And then to prevent a run play, I will get the linebacker on the same side as the running back, so this guy. Since typically he's going to most likely be running this direction, that's why I get this guy. So I will line up right behind this D lineman and just kind of hover behind him. It doesn't need to be, so don't get too far over, but you don't have to be like right up on his butt. You could be slightly over to the left or the right. But what I like to do is right here. And so then you'll see when he snaps the ball, hopefully I'll get a good, yeah, so I got blocked right there, but good run defense. So again, shade down, right on the D-pad, show blitz, and then we will come right here. And you see, again, didn't make the tackle, but I'm there. So that's the biggest thing is to stop the run. Show blitz, and you can even if you accidentally end up getting on this guy, he is totally fine too. You can just get a little bit to the right, and boom. Okay, I can't tackle. This running back's goated. So exact same situation. So you would come right here. Either guy works. You're going to be able to get into the backfield pretty easily. You do have to take the right angle. Of course, I missed that one. So it might actually be better, now that I'm seeing this, is you have a guy on either side. So maybe taking this guy. It doesn't have to be the same guy every time. Boom. He's down. So that is run defense. So even if we were to choose another run play, let's try a duo, because duo is a really good run play. So go to cover three. Duo out of a bunch of a strong set. Shade down. So duo is going to, instead of running to the left like inside zone, it'll run straight forward to the right. So let's see how it does against that. Still good. So yeah, you just got to be ready for the run. Of course, there may be times where they're going to pass it. So like if they're going to pass it, yeah, see, that's going to happen. You're going to miss some tackles unless you're way better than me, and that's great. So even if they do a pass play, let's see, what if he does dagger? What I still do is I predict the run. So even if it's a long down and distance, I most likely will be right here. See, and then I back up. So I always assume there's going to be a run, and then I go play the defense. So I'll act like there's going to be a run. I see if it's not, and then we'll come back. Okay, so for pass defense, so again, always shading down. 95% of the time you're showing blitz. And then what I like to do is to blitz one of the linebackers to get an extra man blitzing the quarterback. So the fastest way to do that is to double tap the right on the D-pad, and you bring up these linebacker defenders. And then just to let you know, triangle, double tapping triangle gets the secondary, double tapping the left gets the D lineman. So close that, double tap the right, and I typically will blitz the middle linebacker. So we've got square, triangle, X, triangles in the middle. So I'll press triangle and then down on the right stick, which is blitz. So it will look like that. And that is when I would control this guy. Looks like I accidentally did him on, so yeah, so there we go. So that is what it'd look like. So let's go back again. Cover three drop. Shade down, that's the first thing I do. Show blitz, right on the D-pad R1. Sometimes it doesn't do it. In practice mode, it can mess up. Shade down, and then I want to blitz the middle guy. So twice on the right, triangle, down on the right stick. And sometimes the safeties will come down when you do that. So then you got right here, I'm looking for a run play, realize it's not a run, I go back in coverage. So that is the defense that I run with cover 3 stack. Again, I'm almost always shading down, and then shading over top doesn't do anything since we have set those hook curls to 10. If the hook curls were default, if you shade underneath, they're going to play about 5 yards, and if you shade over top, they're about 10, but we've got them set at 10. Now, if somebody is destroying you underneath with drags, then you may want to set your hook curls to default, and then when you shade underneath, they will get those drags. So against clay, somebody does drags. I like to do drags a lot. So you start with the at 10, and then if they're destroying you underneath, you can go to default and go from there. So again, you can also blitz. Sometimes I may blitz the outside guy, square. So then it looks like this. But then, unfortunately, when you do this, you have 2 zones playing right here, which you do not want. So the best way to change it, which again takes practice, so that's why I recommend the middle guy, you'd have to double tap triangle, and you'd have to put them on the hook curl, which is left on the left stick. So it'd look like this. Again, just different variations. You're just bringing blitzes at different areas. You're coming back, and it may not even get there. And you see they keep doing the drag because have our hook curls shaded at 10 yards. So cover 2 drop. So for this play, most of the time, if I know where they are passing, what I will do is I will take the guy that is on the mid read. So it's going to be the middle linebacker, triangle. And I will put him on a middle third, which is up on the left stick. So it'll look like this. So that helps with that deep middle, which is a weakness of cover 2. And then you will just play on this mid-read guy. Another way to do that, the audible, is if you're on the guy, you click X, and then you can do anything. So instead of having to do the double tap, the D-pad on the right, and then the symbol, you can just do that. But then the problem is if you're doing a bunch of people, you'd have to be switching around like that. So that is one way to do it. You can click X on him, do the middle third, and then switch over to where you want to be. But then again, you come down. Hopefully he'd come down. He didn't, so I'm just going to bring him down. Play the exact same as we normally would. Assume run, not. Yeah, and then that drag might be open every time, so you might just change it. But anyways, that is cover 2. And then cover 4, I have not ran this a ton, but this is good if you know that they're going to pass, and they've got like 3rd and 20 or something like that. This is just good at not getting beat downfield. You can also, if you know somebody loves to run, you can put one of these guys in a spy. So however you want to do it, double tap or just clicking X when you're on a guy, and then you're going to do right on the D-pad, right stick. So then you've got a little spy there. And lastly, just to not make this too long, let's go into cover 3 drop. One way that I used to run it in College Football 25 is I would shift the D-line in. I would pinch them and then make them crash inside. So that's left on the D-pad, down on the left stick, left on the D-pad, down on the right stick. And then what I would do is I wouldn't show blitz with linebackers. Sorry about that. I would get the linebacker that I'm using in the middle, and I would stand in this. If the running back is straight ahead of me, I would stand right here, and then I would typically go get that run lane right there. Now let's see how that would work with an inside zone. Inside zone, okay. So I'd get this guy shader underneath. I'd go right here. I think this is effective. I mean, it wasn't on that play. But it is a way to do it without showing blitz. Because if you do show blitz, you do get your linebackers down. So then these receivers can run by them. But typically you should be fine. So again, I would stand right there, maybe right here. Maybe it was right on top like I did with the show blitz. Yeah, so you can get in. It's not as easy and open, but that is another way to do it. And you can still show blitz and do that too. That might work as well. Yeah, so that works. So I think just showing blitz gets you good run lanes. The problem with doing this is if they have a scrambling quarterback, our D-line is going inside and they can just run to the right. And so that would be something that with a fast quarterback or somebody that's scrambling a lot, that can happen. So of course, if you clear the shift, you can do contain, show blitz. And so then you know that you're containing them if it's a pass. but then you're still going to try to get that running lane. I just shouldn't have gone for that, but that is what it is. So that is 3-3 stack. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, I can break it down even further.